The sun had almost disappeared behind the red mountains when the dragon, Queen, returned to her palace. Her large wings were tired after hours of flying through storm clouds. Dust and smoke covered her golden scales, and her breath came out in long, hot waves. She had been away for an important and secret meeting with the High Council. No one in the palace knew about this meeting, not even her royal guards. The Queen wanted it that way. The fewer who knew, the safer her newborn triplets were. But as soon as she landed on the long balcony of her palace, she felt something strange. The air was too quiet. The palace was usually full of sound, servants walking, torches burning, dragons on patrol. But now, everything felt still and wrong. She folded her wings slowly, listening. Nothing. The silence made her heart beat faster. She walked down the glowing hallway. The walls were made of shining white stone, carved with old stories of dragon kings and queens. Magical lanterns floated in the air, spreading warm yellow light. But tonight, their glow felt cold. Her sharp eyes narrowed. Something is off. She could feel it in her bones. Then she smelled it, a faint scent. Soft, light, completely out of place inside a dragon palace. A human scent. Her chest grew tight. Humans were not allowed anywhere near the royal nursery. Humans were weak, small creatures who could not handle dragon magic. They were not trusted. They were not welcome. And definitely not near her babies. The Queen's claws clicked against the floor as she walked faster. Her long tail swayed behind her like a moving shadow. Her wings twitched, ready to strike. No guard stopped her. No servant bowed. She met no one on her way. Too silent, too empty. Her heart now pounded like thunder in her chest. When she reached the nursery hallway, she stopped walking. She could hear something. Very soft, very small. A whisper. She stepped closer, her hearing sharpening. The whisper became a low, humming sound. It was coming from inside the triplets' room. Her 3 precious children, born only 2 moons ago. Her blood turned hot. Someone was inside. She placed her hand against the giant golden door. It was warm, which meant the babies were awake. But she also felt something else. A strange energy. Human energy. She pushed the door open. The sight before her made her freeze. A human janitor stood near the crib. He was holding one of her baby dragons. For a long moment, everything stopped. The Queen did not breathe. The janitor did not move. The baby dragon did not cry. The Queen's voice came out like rolling thunder. "What?" she growled. "Are you doing in here?" The janitor looked up slowly. His face was pale. His hand shook a little, but he did not drop the baby. He looked scared, but strangely calm. His brown hair was messy, and his clothes were simple, the same uniform worn by all cleaning workers. He was nothing special, nothing powerful, just a human, but he stood there like he belonged. I did not come on purpose, my Queen," he said softly. "I heard them. They called me." The Queen's eyes narrowed. Her tail lifted behind her, ready to strike like a giant spear. "Dragons this young cannot speak," she said coldly. "They cannot call anyone." "I know," he whispered, "but still, I heard them." The Queen stepped inside the room. Her presence filled the space like fire. The 3 baby dragons made soft chirping sound when they saw her. They were small, round, and covered in shimmering bright scales, red, blue, and silver. They were the future rulers of the Firelands, the most important children in the kingdom, and yet they were staring at the human with complete trust. The Queen's jaw tightened. "Put my child down." Her voice shook the air. The janitor obeyed immediately. He placed a small red baby dragon back into crib, then stepped away with his hands raised. But the Queen noticed something strange. The baby dragon looked sad when the janitor pulled away, almost as if it wanted to stay close to him. That made no sense. Dragons did not bond with humans. Ever. The Queen took a few steps closer. Her eyes, sharp like emerald fire, studied the man carefully. He had no weapon, no armor, no magic, yet something was different about him. He did not look like a simple janitor anymore. His eyes, there was a faint glow inside them, almost like dragon fire, but softer. Human eyes were never supposed to glow. The queen's wings opened slightly, her instincts screaming danger. "What are you?" she demanded. "I don't know," he whispered. "I only remember working here. I don't remember anything before that." "Lies," she growled. The janitor shook his head desperately. "I swear, I don't remember my life before a year ago. I woke up near the palace, and someone gave me this job. That's all I know." Before the queen could speak, something unexpected happened. The blue baby dragon climbed out of the crib, something it had never done before, and crawled toward the janitor. The queen's breath caught in her throat. The baby sat by the janitor's foot and rested its tiny head on his shoe. No fear, no hesitation, just connection. The queen felt her heart twist with confusion. She did not understand what she was seeing. Humans were weak. Humans were ordinary. Humans were not magical. But this human, something was wrong with him. Or maybe something was special about him. The queen stepped forward again, her voice low and dangerous. "You will tell me everything. Every memory. Every secret. Every reason why my children act like they know you." The janitor swallowed hard. "I wish I knew, my queen," he whispered. "But I think something inside me is waking up." The queen stared at him, stunned. Then she noticed a final, most shocking detail. When the janitor blinked, a soft golden light flashed across his eyes, the same color as ancient dragon magic. And in that moment, the queen understood this was not a normal human. This was something far more dangerous, or far more important. The dragon queen did not sleep that night. She stood beside the nursery door like a silent mountain of gold, her wings folded tight against her back, her eyes glowing in the dim lantern light. Inside the room, the human janitor sat on the cold stone floor, guarded by 2 giant dragon soldiers. He did not try to escape. He did not look around. He simply stared at his own shaking hands, as if they belonged to someone else. The queen watched him through the half-open door. A strange fear rested in her chest, a feeling she had not felt in many years. Humans did not scare her. Wars did not scare her. Prophecies did not scare her. But the silent connection between her newborn children and this unknown human, that scared her, because there was no explanation, no logic, no reason. And dragons feared only the things they could not understand. Hours passed. The moon moved slowly across the sky, and then a sound broke the silence. A soft humming. Not human, not dragon, something in between. The queen's head snapped toward the nursery. The humming was coming from the janitor, but his lips were not moving. His eyes were closed. It was the same sound she had heard when she first entered the room. The sound that made her triplets calm. The sound that should not exist. She pushed the door open and walked inside. The guards bowed quickly and stepped aside. The janitor opened his eyes, confused, breathing heavily as if waking from a deep dream. "What was that?" the queen demanded. I don't know," he whispered. "I heard something in my mind. A voice. It was soft like a child calling me." The queen's wings twitched. Child. Her eyes moved to the triplets. The 3 tiny dragons were awake, staring at the janitor with shining eyes. Their tails curled and uncurled slowly, like they were waiting for something. The queen felt the room growing colder. "Stand up," she ordered. The janitor obeyed, slowly rising to his feet. He stood there, small compared to the massive dragons around him, but strangely calm again. "What is your name?" she asked. He looked down. I do not remember. The palace workers call me Aiden. They gave me that name because I needed one. No family, no history, no past." He shook his head. "Nothing. I woke up a year ago in the forest. I walked until I found the palace gates. I was starving. Someone taught me how to clean floors. That is all." The queen stepped closer until her shadow covered him completely. "Humans do not simply fall from the sky," she said coldly. "Who placed you in the forest? How did you survive? And why do you have dragon energy in your eyes?" Aiden looked scared now, not of her, but of himself. "I don't know," he said, almost breathless. When I touched the baby dragon earlier, I felt something. I felt like I had known them before. The queen's heart pounded. Impossible. No human had ever bonded with a dragonair. Not even dragon warriors were allowed to touch newborn royal dragons. Come with me, the queen said suddenly. She turned and walked out of the nursery. Aiden hesitated, then followed. The guards marched behind them, ready to tear him apart if he tried anything. They walked through long corridors until they entered a hidden chamber. The walls were covered with ancient writings. The queen lit the room with a burst of golden fire from her mouth. Aiden stepped back in awe. "What is this place?" he whispered. "The Chamber of Echoes," she replied. "Only the royal bloodline can enter, and those connected to dragon magic." Aiden froze. "But I'm human." "Are you?" the queen asked. Her voice echoed like thunder. She moved to the center of the room and pressed her palm against a large stone tablet. The carvings on it began to glow. "This tablet shows the truth," she said. "Anyone with dragon magic will reveal their inner fire here." Aiden's throat went dry. "I'm telling you, I don't have any magic." "Step forward," she ordered. He stepped onto the stone circle carved into the floor. The tablet glowed brighter. The air grew warm. A faint wind swirled around him. The queen watched with unblinking eyes. A moment passed, then another. Aiden began to relax, thinking maybe nothing would happen. But suddenly the chamber exploded with light. Golden light. The same gold that burned inside dragon flames. Aiden gasped and stumbled backward, but the magic surrounded him. It wrapped around his arms, his chest, his face. His eyes flashed bright gold like molten metal. The queen's breath caught in her throat. "It's impossible," she whispered. Aiden fell to his knees, shaking. The magic slowly faded, leaving him looking exhausted but unchanged. "What did you see?" he asked weakly. The queen stared at him. "You carry the spark of dragon fire," she said. "But no human in history has ever carried it. Not one." Aiden's face grew pale. "So what does that mean?" "It means," the queen said slowly, "you are not just a human." She stepped closer. "It means someone created you." Aiden's heart stopped for a moment. "Created me?" The queen nodded. "And whoever made you wanted you close to my children." Aiden looked horrified. "No, I would never hurt them. I swear." "I know," the queen said unexpectedly. Aiden blinked. "You believe me?" The queen looked at him with sharp eyes, but her voice softened just a little. "If you wanted to harm my children, you had one perfect chance, and you did not take it." The room went quiet. The queen lifted her chin. "I will uncover your truth, Aiden, even if I must tear open the sky to find it." Aiden nodded slowly, but before he could speak, a sudden blast shook the palace walls. A deep, terrifying voice echoed from outside. "Give him to us." The queen's eyes widened. Aiden's blood turned cold. The voice continued. "Give us the human who carries dragon fire, or your kingdom will burn." And that is how the queen learned. Someone else knew about Aiden. Someone powerful. Someone ancient. Someone dangerous. And they were coming. The palace walls shook again. Dust fell from the ceiling. Torches flickered. The floor trembled like something giant had walked outside. The dragon queen spread her wings instantly, shielding Aiden as instincts took over. Her golden scales shimmered like fire under stress. Aiden looked terrified, frozen in place. "What was that?" he whispered. The queen did not answer. She was listening. Listening for danger. Listening for the unknown. Then the voice returned, deep, echoing, and human. "Queen of Flames, you hide what belongs to us." Aiden felt cold fear wrap around his spine. That voice knew him. It wasn't calling for a random human. It was calling for him. The queen's claws clenched. "I do not answer threats," she growled. "Show yourself." Silence. But outside, the sky suddenly turned black, as if something enormous covered the moon. The queen moved to the window, wings tight with tension. Aiden followed slowly, staying behind her protective shadow. Outside the palace walls stood a dark figure, taller than any dragon soldier. Its shape was blurry, made of smoke and shadows. Two glowing red eyes watched the palace like hungry fire. Aiden stepped back, What is that thing? The queen did not blink. That, she said quietly, is a shadow wraith. Aiden had never heard the name, but the fear inside his bones understood it anyway. What does it want? He asked. The queen finally looked at him. You. Aiden's heart dropped. The queen turned away from the window. Her voice was hard like stone. You are not safe here. I didn't ask for this, Aiden whispered. I know, she replied. But danger follows those who carry magic they do not understand. Aiden swallowed, trying to speak, trying to understand what he was. What do I do now? You will stay under my protection, the queen said, until I know who made you and why. Before Aiden could reply, the chamber door opened. An old dragon priest entered, long silver horns, long white beard, walking with a staff carved from ancient bone. The queen's eyes softened for the first time. Master Raylon, she said, I need your wisdom. The priest bowed. I felt something awaken in the palace, he said, looking slowly toward Aiden. Something old, something forgotten. Aiden felt his skin crawl. The priest stepped closer. His ancient eyes studied Aiden like he was a puzzle carved by fate. You are the human with fire inside, the priest said. Aiden nodded nervously. I don't know how. The priest placed his hand on Aiden's forehead. In that moment, Aiden saw flashes, chains, cold metal, white rooms, voices shouting, fire burning under his skin. He gasped and grabbed his head. The priest's eyes widened. Oh, no, no, no. What? The queen demanded. The priest turned to her, voice shaking. He is not born. He is created. The queen already knew that, but she needed more. By who? The priest hesitated. By those who wish to steal dragon power. By those who live in the shadows. They created him to hold dragon fire. Aiden's breathing grew fast. Created? For what? To steal magic? To destroy dragons? The priest finished. And one day to control dragons. The queen's blood went cold. No, Aiden said suddenly, fear twisting his voice. I am not a weapon. I swear I'm not. I didn't choose this. The queen stepped closer, her gaze strong. I know, she said softly. If you were a weapon, you would have already hurt my children. The priest nodded. His heart is pure. His energy is not hostile. Aiden felt tears gather in his eyes. The first time he had cried in years. So what am I supposed to do? I don't know anything about my past. The priest raised his staff. I can unlock your memories, he said, but it will hurt, and you may not like what you see. Aiden closed his eyes. Do it, he said. The queen placed a claw gently on his shoulder. Are you sure? Aiden breathed shakily. If I don't know who I am, I can't protect anyone. Her eyes softened. For the first time that night, she saw something new in him. Courage. The priest placed his staff on Aiden's chest. Golden light spread through Aiden's body, brighter and brighter, until he screamed. His mind exploded with images. He saw himself in a lab, surrounded by machines. He saw humans in black robes controlling flames. He saw dragon eggs stolen from nests. He saw himself strapped down. He saw dark magic injected into his blood. He saw symbols glowing on his skin. He saw men whispering. He will be the key, the hybrid king, the one who controls dragons. Aiden screamed louder. The queen grabbed him before he collapsed. She held him tightly as he shook. The priest lifted his staff. The light faded. Aiden fell to his knees, breathing hard. The queen knelt beside him. What did you see? Aiden looked up, eyes full of pain and horror. I remember now. They made me from stolen dragon magic. They created me to be their king, a king of shadows. The queen's heart tightened. And you escaped. Aiden nodded slowly. They said I must bond with royal dragon children to awaken my full power. The queen's blood turned to fire. So that is why my triplets felt drawn to you. Aiden shook his head desperately. But I don't want to hurt them. I don't want that life. The queen looked deep into his eyes. You will not harm them, she said, because I won't allow it. And neither will you. Before Aiden could reply, a loud roar echoed through the walls. The shadow wraith outside the palace shouted again. Hybrid King, we are coming for you. Aiden froze. The queen's wings opened wide. No, she growled. You will not take him. The priest gripped his staff tightly. The prophecy begins, he whispered. And just like that, the queen realized the truth. The human was not just connected to her triplets. He was connected to her destiny. The palace was no longer quiet. Whispers moved through the halls like drifting smoke. Dragons stood guard on every corner, wings tense, claws digging into the stone floors. The sky outside was still black from the Shadow Wraith's presence, and fear crawled through every level of the Fire Palace. Inside the Chamber of Echoes, the queen remained beside Aiden, who still knelt on the floor, shaking from the memories that had just returned. The golden glow around him had faded, leaving only exhaustion. The old priest, Master Raylon, rested his hand on his staff and gazed at him with troubled eyes. He remembers enough, the priest said softly, enough to confirm the truth. The queen lifted her chin. Speak, Master Raylon. Tell me everything. The priest hesitated. The truth is not easy, my queen. Truth rarely is, she replied sharply. Aiden looked up slowly. His face was pale, but his eyes, those strange golden eyes, held a quiet determination. I need to know, he whispered. The priest nodded. Then listen. Master Raylon stepped toward an ancient stone mural on the chamber wall. Dust fell as he pressed his hand against it. The carvings began to glow faintly, revealing long-forgotten shapes. A great dragon, 3 small flames, and a human figure holding a golden fire. Aiden's breath caught. What is that? The priest spoke in a low voice filled with ancient sorrow. This is the prophecy of 3 flames. A prophecy so old that even dragons began to doubt it. It speaks of a time when the dragon kingdom will face an enemy that cannot be fought with claws or fire alone. He pointed at the small flames. 3 dragon heirs born at the same time. He pointed to the glowing human figure. And a human with a heart forged by magic, not birth. Aiden's heartbeat quickened. That cannot be me. The priest looked at him sadly. It is... The queen folded her arms across her chest. Try and stay calm despite the storm inside her mind. What does the prophecy say about this human? She asked. The priest took a slow breath. It says he will be the key of balance, born from darkness, but chosen by light. Aiden swallowed. Chosen by who? The priest shook his head. No one knows. The prophecy does not name a creator, only fate. The queen frowned. Fate does not create humans in secret laboratories, she said coldly. The priest gave a sad smile. No, but fate chooses who survives them. Aiden looked down at his hands, which still shook faintly with leftover magic. Why me? He whispered. Why was I made at all? Master Raylon walked closer to him. You were created by the Shadow Cult, he said. A group of humans who envied dragon magic. They wanted a weapon, a leader who could control dragons through connection, not force. Your body is human, but your soul holds something else. Aiden felt sick. I don't want to control anyone. The queen placed a claw on his shoulder, lightly, carefully. And you will not, she said. Not as long as I live. Aiden looked into her sharp golden eyes and nodded. But deep inside, something tugged at him. A memory, a whisper, a voice from a lab. Hybrid King, you belong to us. He shivered. The priest continued. The prophecy warns that the key of balance will either save the dragon kingdom or destroy it. The queen's wings opened slightly. And you believe Aiden is a key? The priest nodded. They created him to control your triplets. But destiny twists paths that mortals cannot predict. Instead of controlling them, he connected with them. He calmed them, protected them. Aiden remembered the moment he held the small red dragon in his arms. How natural it felt. How peaceful. The queen spoke softly, almost to herself. My children trusted him, even when I did not. The priest nodded. And that is why the Shadow Wraith is here. Aiden's eyes widened. What does the Wraith want with me? The priest's voice dropped to a whisper. It wants its king back. Aiden felt cold. I'm not their king. Not yet, the priest corrected. Aiden stepped back, horrified. No, never. I will never go with them. The priest raised a hand. You may not have a choice. They share a connection with you. They created you. They hold pieces of your memory. Your soul is tied to theirs by dark magic. Aiden felt panic rising. The queen stepped directly between him and the priest. He is under my protection, she said firmly. His soul belongs to no one. The priest bowed slightly, respecting her fire. But the prophecy says the shadow cult will do anything to reclaim him, even attack the palace. A sudden roar echoed to the chamber, loud and furious. The queen turned toward the nursery door. That was my red triplet, she said. Aiden felt the same roar echo inside his chest, like a silent vibration. I felt that, he whispered. Inside me. The queen's eyes widened. You are bonded with them. Master Raylon nodded grimly. Yes. The prophecy said the key would bond to the three flames before the darkness arrives. The bond is not chosen. It is destiny. Aiden touched his chest, shocked and overwhelmed. So, I am connected to them? Forever? The queen did not look angry this time. She looked scared. Yes, she said. Forever. Suddenly, the palace shook again. This time harder. Stones cracked. Tiles broke. Aiden stumbled. The priest raised a staff, face pale. They are breaching the magic shield. The queen roared, her wings snapping open wide. No shadow touches my children. Aiden stepped forward. I'm coming with you, he said. The queen looked at him sharply. You cannot fight. I can try, Aiden said softly. And they want me. If they get past us, they will take me. The queen stared at him for a long, hard moment. Then she nodded. Stay close to me. The priest lifted his staff, light swirling around it. And may the prophecy guide us, for the storm has finally begun. And with that, the queen, the human with dragon fire, and the old priest stepped out of the chamber, straight into a destiny none of them fully understood. The palace shook again. This time, the tremor was stronger, deeper, almost alive. Dust fell from the high ceilings like drifting ash. Torches flickered wildly, throwing shadows across the walls that moved like living creatures. Aiden stood close to the queen, his breath sharp and uneven. His heart raced so fast, he felt it vibrating in his chest. The bond with the triplets pulsed inside him, stronger than before. It felt like a heartbeat that wasn't his. The queen noticed. You feel them? She asked. Aiden nodded. Yes, they're scared. The queen's wings tightened. Then we must move. Master Raylon raised a staff, the crystal on top glowing faint silver. This darkness, it is not normal, he whispered. Something powerful walks with the shadow wraith. Aiden swallowed. Something stronger than the wraith? The priest nodded slowly. Stronger and smarter. The queen growled softly. Then let them come. I will burn them to dust before they even enter my children's room. But the priest didn't look convinced. His old eyes were filled with a warning. He could not yet speak. They reached the main hallway leading to the royal nursery, or what was left of it. The air felt colder, heavier, like it carried invisible chains. The glowing lanterns above flickered violently. Some shattered on their own. Long dark cracks had appeared in the palace walls, spreading like veins. Aiden shivered. Something touched him, not physically, mentally. A cold whisper slid into his mind. Found you? Aiden gasped and stumbled. The queen immediately grabbed his arm. What happened? Aiden couldn't speak for a moment. I heard a voice, he whispered. In my head. Master Raylon looked alarmed. That means the enemy is close. Very close. Before they could move, the torches along the hall went out, one by one. The entire corridor fell into darkness. Aiden froze. Then footsteps echoed through the hall. Slow, heavy, deliberate. The queen stepped in front of Aiden and spread her wings, shielding him. Golden fire began forming in her throat. Show yourself, she roared. A long silence followed. Then a deep, mocking voice replied. Still fierce. Queen of flames, even when you are afraid. The darkness shifted. A tall shadow emerged from the far end of the hall. It was not just smoke like the ordinary wraiths. This one had a shape. Shoulders arms the long cloak of darkness that moved like liquid night. Two red eyes opened. Aiden's blood turned cold. This was different. This was intelligent. Master Raylon whispered with dread, "That is not a normal wraith. That is a shadow commander." The queen's fire grew brighter. "What do you want?" she growled. The shadow commander smiled, though his mouth was only a glowing line in the darkness. "I want what belongs to us," it said. "The hybrid child, the lost king." Aiden stepped back instinctively. "I'm not your king," he whispered. The shadow commander tilted its head. "No? Then why do you carry our magic? Why does your soul echo with our creation marks? Why does your blood sing when I speak?" Aiden felt a pulse of energy inside him, like the voice woke something buried deep. "No," Aiden said, shaking his head. "I don't belong to you. I don't belong to darkness." The shadow commander laughed, a cold, hollow sound. "You were made from darkness, child. Made for us. Made to lead us." The queen stepped forward. "He belongs to no one," she said, "least of all to shadows." The shadow commander stared at her. "You protect him," it said slowly. "Interesting. Dangerous. Foolish." Master Raylon pointed his staff. "You will not take him," he declared. The commander lifted one hand made of swirling shadows. "I already have a piece of him," it whispered. Aiden's eyes widened as pain shot through his chest, sharp, burning. His legs buckled, and he fell to the floor. The queen dropped to her knees beside him. "Aiden!" He clutched his chest. I can't breathe." The shadow commander stepped closer. "You were created with a bond to us," it said. "Part of your soul belongs in our world. I can pull it any time." Aiden felt his vision blur as cold darkness tried to drag something out of him, something inside. Master Raylon slammed his staff on the ground, sending a wave of silver light through the hall. "Release him," the priest commanded. The shadow commander hissed and stepped back as the light pushed it away. Aiden gasped as the pain eased. The queen helped him stand. "Stay behind me," she said. Aiden shook his head, breathing fast. "No, I need to hear what it wants. It knows things about me. It understands my past." The queen glared at him. "Do not be foolish." But Aiden stepped forward, his legs still shaking. "Why did you create me?" he asked the shadow commander. The shadow figure lowered its head slightly, almost amused. "You were born to rule," it said. "Not humans, not dragons. Us." Aiden felt a chill. "Why me?" "Because you carry the perfect mix," the commander said. "Human adaptability, dragon fire, shadow obedience." Aiden's stomach twisted. "Obedience," he echoed, horrified. "Yes," the commander said. "You were made to obey us. But something went wrong. You escaped, and now you are corrupted by light." The queen stepped closer, fury burning in her eyes. "He will never obey darkness." The commander tilted its head. "We shall see." Its eyes glowed brighter. Then it spoke words that froze the queen in place. "Your triplets carry the other half of his bond." The queen's wings snapped open with rage. "What did you say?" The commander continued, unfazed. "He cannot reach full power without bonding with them. That is why they call to him. That is why they crawl to him. That is why they were born at the exact moment he awakened." The queen felt her heart drop. Impossible. Unthinkable. Unacceptable. Aiden looked horrified, too. "No, I don't want that. I don't want to take anything from them." The commander smiled. "But you already have. And when the bond completes, he will command them whether he wishes it or not." The queen roared, her fire shaking the hall. "Lies!" The commander's eyes narrowed. "Is it?" "Ask your old priest. He knows." All eyes turned to Master Raylon. The priest lowered his head. "My queen, the prophecy does say the key and the three flames become one power." The queen's heart broke. "One power or one destruction?" the shadow commander whispered. Aiden stepped back, horrified. "No, I refuse. I will never hurt them. I will never follow you." The shadow commander's voice dropped to a whisper. "You don't have to follow us." Aiden froze. "Why?" he asked. The commander leaned forward. because soon you will lead us." And with that, the darkness behind it exploded like black fire, spreading through the hall. The queen grabbed Aiden and pulled him away. But the Shadow Commander's last words echoed in his mind. "You are our king." The hallway erupted into chaos. Black fire shot across the walls as the Shadow Commander raised both arms. Darkness poured out like a living storm, swallowing torches, banners, and stone carvings. The ground cracked under its weight. Aiden stumbled backward as the queen wrapped her wings around him, shielding him from the first blast. But even her golden flames flickered under the attack. Master Raylon slammed his staff down, creating a barrier of silver light. "Move!" the priest roared. The queen pushed Aiden behind her and took flight for a split second, lifting him off the ground to dodge a wave of shadow. The darkness hit the palace columns, turning them to dust instantly. Aiden couldn't breathe. This wasn't a creature. This wasn't a soldier. This was destruction itself. The Shadow Commander stepped through the falling debris, its red eyes glowing brighter. "Hybrid King," it whispered. "Stop running." Aiden's heart pounded. He could feel something tearing inside him. The bond, the fear, the magic he didn't understand. "I'm not your king." Aiden shouted back. The Shadow Commander raised a hand. "Then why do you feel the darkness pulling you?" Aiden choked, because it was true. Something inside him was reacting. Something ancient. Something powerful. Something dangerous. The queen noticed a tremor in his hands. "Aiden, look at me." He tried. He really tried. But the shadows were pulling every thought out of his mind. "Aiden, stay with me," the queen yelled again. But Aiden felt the pull like a hook in his chest. The Shadow Commander whispered softly, "Let it awaken." Master Raylon stepped between Aiden and the commander. "You will not take him." Silver energy burst from the priest's staff, clashing with the shadow wave. Light and darkness collided, shaking the entire palace. The queen roared and unleashed golden flames, joining the attack. But the Shadow Commander didn't move, didn't flinch, didn't weaken. Instead, it smiled. Light cannot stop what was born in darkness. The commander raised both hands. Black lightning struck the barrier. Silver light shattered. Master Raylon was thrown backward, slamming into the stone wall. He fell to the ground, staff rolling away. "Master!" Aiden yelled. The queen growled, fury burning in her eyes. "You dare harm my priest? My children? My kingdom?" Her fire gathered again, but this time it wasn't gold. It turned white, pure white dragon flame, the rarest and deadliest fire in existence. The Shadow Commander paused. "Interesting," it whispered. The queen exhaled. White fire shot out like a sun exploding. The Shadow Commander was thrown back, the darkness around it screaming. The white flame burned through the shadows, cutting a path of light in the hall. Aiden stared in awe. He had never seen power like that. But the Shadow Commander recovered quickly. Its form twisted and reformed like smoke. "You cannot protect him forever," it hissed. The queen didn't answer. She simply stood in front of Aiden, ready to burn the world if she had to. But suddenly, Aiden collapsed. The queen turned instantly. "Aiden!" He was shaking violently, clutching his chest. It's inside me." Aiden gasped. Something is waking up. A pulse of golden light burst from his skin. Then another. Then another. The queen stepped back in shock. Master Raylon struggled to stand. "No! His magic is rising too fast." Aiden screamed as energy ripped through his body. His eyes glowed bright gold, then white, then a dangerous mixture of both. I can't control it." The Shadow Commander's eyes gleamed with satisfaction. "Yes, that is your true nature. Let the fire awaken." Aiden hit the ground, trembling violently. The queen knelt beside him. "Aiden, listen to me. Breathe. Stay conscious." But Aiden barely heard her. His mind was filled with voices. Hundreds of them. Command the dragons. Rule the shadows. Burn the world. Let us. Let us. Let us. No. Aiden shouted. "I'm not that. I'm not." The queen grabbed his shoulders with her claws. "Fight it." The Shadow Commander raised its hand again. Let him break. Let him become what he was made to be. And then, a roar shook the hall. Not from the Queen, not from Master Raylon, not from the enemy, but from three small voices. The triplets. The door to the nursery flung open, and the three baby dragons rushed out, red, blue, and silver scales glowing brightly. Each one ran straight to Aiden. The Shadow Commander hissed, "No, keep them away from him." But it was too late. The baby dragons touched Aiden's arms and chest. Their magic flowed into him. And suddenly, the chaos inside Aiden stilled. The voices stopped. The pain melted away. The darkness recoiled. Aiden opened his eyes. They were glowing, but not with shadow. They glowed with the colors of the three dragon children. Red, blue, silver. Master Raylon gasped. "The bond is complete." The Queen stared, stunned. Aiden stood slowly, no longer trembling. The baby dragons curled around him protectively. The Shadow Commander stepped back. No, this bond was not meant for you." Aiden looked up, eyes burning with new power. "I don't belong to darkness," he said. "I belong to them." The Queen felt a shock run through her heart. The Shadow Commander roared in fury and threw a massive wave of black fire at Aiden. But Aiden raised a hand, and golden light exploded forward, blocking the attack. The entire palace shook from the power. Aiden stood firmly, breathing steadily, the triplets glowing beside him. The Queen whispered, awestruck. He awakened. Master Raylon whispered back, not as a king of shadows, but as a guardian of dragons. Aiden stared at the Shadow Commander, voice calm but powerful. "This ends now." The Shadow Commander hissed. Impossible, because for the first time, Aiden wasn't afraid. He was ready. The battlefield inside the palace hallway had turned into two worlds colliding. On one side stood the Shadow Commander, darkness twisting around its body like black storms. On the other side stood Aiden, no longer shaking, no longer afraid, surrounded by the glowing light of the triplets. Red, blue, silver. Their colors flowed into him like threads of living energy, wrapping around his arms and chest. The air itself hummed with power. The Queen stared at him with wide, astonished eyes. Master Raylon whispered something in old dragon tongue, half prayer, half disbelief. Aiden took one slow breath, and the entire palace felt it. A wave of warm, steady light rippled outward from him. The Queen had never seen anything like it, not even from the greatest dragon kings. The Shadow Commander hissed sharply, "You were not created for light." Aiden stepped forward. The golden glow around his hands grew brighter. "I was created," he said calmly, "but creation does not choose my destiny." The Shadow Commander threw a blast of shadow fire at him. Aiden lifted one hand. A shield of golden light formed instantly, splitting the darkness apart. The Queen's chest swelled with pride. "Aiden," she called, "they want to control you. Break their chain." Aiden nodded. "Not just for me," he said. "For them." He looked at the triplets. The baby dragon stared up at him with full trust. No fear, no confusion, just pure bond. The Shadow Commander roared in frustration. "The bond is incomplete. He cannot control his powers without us." Aiden shook his head. "It's complete because they chose me, not you." The commander's eyes turned a deeper red. "Then you leave me no choice." Darkness exploded from his body, forming spears, claws, and whirling black storms. The Queen spread her wings and roared, "Get behind me." But Aiden stepped forward instead. "No, this time, I fight." The Queen froze. The triplets climbed onto Aiden's shoulders and arms, glowing brighter and brighter until their lights merged with his. Red fire, blue energy, silver frost. Aiden's form shone like a sunrise breaking through storm clouds. The Shadow Commander charged forward. Aiden responded instantly. He punched the ground. A massive shockwave of light blasted forward, tearing through the darkness and slamming into the commander, sending it flying backward across the hall. The Queen's eyes widened. Master Raylon murmured, "He fights like a dragon, and like something more." The Shadow Commander rose slowly, its smoky body flickering violently. You carry stolen power, it snarled. You are a mistake. Aiden shook his head. No, I'm a choice. The commander screamed in rage and unleashed all its energy in one final attack, a tidal wave of darkness that swallowed the whole corridor. The queen braced herself. Master Raylon raised his staff. But Aiden stepped in front of both of them. He closed his eyes. I won't let you hurt them. Light burst out of his body. Not golden, not dragon-colored. White, pure white, the color creation magic. The darkness crashed into him and dissolved. The shadow commander froze, shocked. Aiden opened his eyes. You can't win, he said. The commander backed away. You do not understand what waits beyond us, it whispered. You think we're the enemy? No. We are only the first shadows cast by a much greater darkness. Aiden's heart pounded. What darkness? The commander's form flickered violently. They are coming, it rasped. The ones who made us. The ones who made you. The ones who want the triplets alive, and you alive, for the same reason. The queen stepped forward, voice trembling with fury. What reason? The commander smiled faintly, even as its body cracked apart. To open the gates of origin. Master Raylon gasped in horror. No, the gates are myth. The commander shook its head. They are real, and when they open, all worlds will fall. Aiden felt a chill deep inside. What do they want from me? The shadow commander whispered. You are the key, and the children are the lock. The queen's wings snapped open, fury blazing in her eyes. No one will touch my children. Not shadows. Not gods. Aiden stepped forward beside her. Not while I live. The commander's form began dissolving, shadows turning into smoke. You think you have won, it said, but you have only delayed the inevitable. Aiden clenched his fists. Then I'll fight the inevitable too. The commander's voice faded. We will return, king of fire and shadow. And with a final scream, the shadow commander shattered into nothingness. Silence filled the palace. Aiden breathed heavily, the glow around him slowly fading. The triplets curled around him, exhausted but unharmed. The queen walked closer. She looked down at Aiden, at the human who wasn't meant to exist, but who now stood as their protector. You saved us, she said softly. Aiden shook his head. We saved each other. Master Raylon approached with a troubled expression. My queen, the prophecy has changed. What do you mean? She asked. The priest looked at Aiden, then at the triplets, then toward the vanished shadows. The prophecy never said what happens after the key and the three flames unite. It never revealed the final enemy. The shadow commander spoke of the gates of origin and the beings who made him. The queen's eyes narrowed. Who are they? Master Raylon answered in a trembling whisper. The architects. Aiden felt his breath stop. Who are the architects? The priest replied. The creators of magic, the makers of dragons, the first rulers of the universe. The queen looked at Aiden. They are coming for you, and for my children. Aiden felt the bond pulse in his chest. Then I'll stand with you, he said, no matter what comes. The queen placed a claw on his shoulder. We stand together. The triplets chirped softly, glowing again. Aiden looked at them, at the queen, at the cracked palace around him, at the fading shadows. And he knew one thing for certain. This was not the end. It was only the beginning.